So then I left there and I went with the Boston Old Colony Insurance Company as an inspector. And that was pretty good. And I left there because they went out of business after 4 years, and they were taken over by the Phoenix of Hartford.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah. And I worked there, and I worked there, but I'm trying to think if I had a company car there. No. But I remember I left there, and I met a fellow that I knew that had worked way back in one of the other companies, and he was working for St. Paul Fire and Marine. And by that time, Phoenix was being swallowed up by Travelers.
Really? I was going to say, I was wondering if the Hartford was still out there.
No.
Okay.
So I went in and I said, I'll take that job with the St. Paul Fire and Marine. And when I went in and told my boss, he was shocked. He says, "You're leaving the Travelers Insurance Company to go to work for the St. Paul Insurance Company?" Oh my God, he says, "You are making a mistake." But I didn't like it because Travelers, they had a habit of, you'd have to put in your itinerary for the day.
Yep.
And they, you'd have to put down approximately what time you're going to be at company A, B, C. And they'd check every now and then. They'd call up as our
employee there. Yeah.
As our person there. So I didn't like that. So I went to work for this company.
Yep.
And then I got a company car.
Well, that makes a big difference.
That's when I bought my house. So when I came down here to look at the land, I talked to the real estate agent, and he says, and this was before I hadn't got the job, and oh yes, I did, but the only car they had available was an old Nash Rambler.
Oh, jeez.
So I was, geez. So I talked to the realtor, and he says, now these people are pretty prosperous on High Street. They live on the beginning of High Street. So he says, do you think any way you can get a better looking car than that? I said, gee, I don't know. I'm just starting with this company. But then I got a company car, so I had a brand new 55 green Chevy, Chevy Bel Air.
Nice.
So I came down, and of course I drove up with this nice new car. So they must have thought I had a little money.
Yeah.
And that's how I did it, and I gave them a down payment.
Wow.
And the down payment I got by selling my old car.
Yep.
So my old car, I used that as part of most of the down payment. And that was about it. So then I went from that to the 55, because then, as soon as you got 50,000 miles on the car, they turn it over.
Yep.
So then I went, it came time and this was just the plain Chevy, plain Chevy, nothing extra on it, nothing company car. So I went down to pick up my next car down in Bridgewater, and I walked into the Chevy dealer there, and he says, your second car didn't come in yet.
Oh.
I says, oh. He says, but I got something good for you here if you want it. This guy ordered it, and he says he doesn't want it. And it was a 57 Chevy Bel Air, completely loaded with
wow.
Oh, it was beautiful.
Oh.
Turquoise and ivory.
Oh my God.
White wall tires, chrome wheels. I go, oh my God. He says, if you want it, you can have it. He says, I'll just put down on the sales an invoice that it's blue.
Yep.
He says, we'll just let it go. He says, the only thing I'm telling you is do not drive into the company garage or let anybody see you.
Yeah, because they're all going to want that. They're going to say, how does he rate?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
How did he rate? Oh, I love that car. It was gorgeous. Today that car is worth all kinds of money.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
I bet it was. It had the little gold emblems on the fenders.
So when you had to turn that one in, that must have been a heartbreak.
That was a heartbreaker, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I turned it in, and, this is what I did.
Uh-oh.
This is what I did. When it came time to turn it in, I had to turn it in at an auto salvage yard up in Braintree. So I says, I'd like to buy this car back.
Mm-hmm.
But they put it in there. They put it on a bid basis.
Oh.
Anyone could bid on it.
Yeah.
So before I got there, I pulled into a grocery store parking lot.
Yep.
I lifted up the hood and I adjusted the timing. So I threw the timing off, and I had let it get all dirty and everything,
Yeah.
so it looked lousy. And I threw the timing on it, so I drove it up into the salvage yard, and I said, "Geez, I'll be glad to get rid of this thing." And the guy goes, "Yeah, it doesn't sound too good." So I left it there, all dirty, and
Yep.
I parked it way over in the corner. Yeah, that's what I was doing. So, so I put in a bid. I asked the company representative who buys and sells cars how they come up with that bid. He says, "Well, they're not doing too good."
Yep.
I says, "What's the highest bid they got on it?" Oh, he says about, I don't know, 200.
Oh my God.
I mean, not 200.
2,000.
About 2,000.
Yeah.
So no, I think there was not that much because
Yeah.
I didn't pay that. Around 1,500.
Yep.
I says, "Oh, well, do you think I could put in a bid? Maybe I could fix it up somehow
Yep.
for my wife." He said, "Yeah, put in a bid." So I put in a bid for 1,700,
Yep.
and I got the bid.
Dang.
Yeah.
Good deal.
So I went up there, and the guy says, "Oh, you're going to have trouble with this." He says, "We had trouble getting it started." So I says, "That's all right.
I'll tinker
I'll
with
have a
it, yeah.
mechanic take a look at it." So I got it, finally started. I backed it out, pulled it back down in there, opened the hood, adjusted the timing,
Yep.
turned the key, vroom. Away it went.
That's great.
And
Oh,
I sold it. I think I sold it at that time for around $2,500.
nice.
I only paid $17 for it,
Yep.
so I made money on it. I did that a couple times with company cars,
Yep.
and they caught on. And they wouldn't let employees. bid
Yeah.
on 'em.
Especially on your own car, because you
Yeah.
know what it is. Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, I even took a company car and went on vacation. I don't know whether it was you or Cindy. I think it was you, because I had a little Chevy, a Monza. It was a little sports car.
Yeah.
When I came home with that, because then we were on a runtime, what they called the runtimer plan, where when they get rid of the company-owned cars,
Yep.
they gave everyone $2,000 to put toward buying your car.
A car.
On your own.
Okay.
So I goes, "Ooh, a little sports car." Jeez, when I come home, your mother almost had a fit. "What did you do?" She said. "What kind of a car is that?" Oh God! But
So did you keep it or did it go back?
No, I kept it.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved it. Because it had an Oldsmobile V8 engine in it.
Yeah.
Because it was a
Jeez.
engine, so
Yeah.
geez, I step on the gas and thing would go like a bat. When I had the company car, you were allowed. Your family was allowed to in it, but if you went up any distance,
Yep.
you'd have to get permission,
Right.
especially if you went out to another state.
Yeah.
So we were going on vacation, so I said, "I'm not going to let them know,
Yeah.
because then maybe we won't be able to go out of the state."
Yeah.
So I reached up underneath. I disconnected the speedometer
Yeah.
cable. And we went, not only did we went out of the state, we went out of the country.
Oh my
We
God.
went to
So
Montreal.
okay, that was me. Yeah, I
That's
was
you.
there. Yeah. Yep.
Because I made a platform in the back, and you had like a playpen back there.
Yeah. Yeah. I was a little
Yeah,
bit
yeah.
older. Maybe it was Cindy then, because I wasn't in a playpen at that point.
No,
I was.
It must have been her.
It
'Cause
must
I
have been
was-
her. Did you go to Montreal more than once?
Yes.
Okay, so
We went
later
to
on you went
Montreal
with
and
me.
Ontario.
Yeah.
Yeah, we drove all over the place.
Yeah, so that was Cindy.
Company never even knew it.
Oh my God.
Then when I got back home, I hooked up this speedometer. And I'm always thinking, if we'd ever got stopped,
Yep.
I would have been fired on the spot.
Jeez.
What a chance. Hey, I got away with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. There's not much more.
Oh, there's much more.
Yeah.
No.
And that was, you know, then by then I had settled down with the companies, and
Yeah.
I took a lot of courses, you know, because I didn't have a college education, so
Yep.
I took a lot of specialty courses when I was with the St. Paul, and you know, and I became their
Yeah. Certified in
from
various.
inspector. I
You're
became
right.
their risk management representative,
Yep.
risk management services representative, and then I got so, you know, I held safety meetings. I held safety meetings with truck fleets.
Yep.
And this was funny on one of them, though. I got up there, of course, here I am with the shirt and tie, and I'm talking to these truckers, you know, so I'm telling them, you know, about this safe driving and doing this and doing that. And one guy's going, well, how the hell do you know that? You're telling us what to do, you know what I mean? You can drive a truck. So I looked over there, and there's a truck, just like a cranberry.
No.
So I said, well, can I try one? Yeah, I says, how about that one right there? He says, okay. He says, okay, let's see what this guy's going to do. Okay, guys, clear away.
Yep.
So I got over the truck and started it up, pulled it ahead, backed it right up to the platform, pulled it ahead, parked it again. And I get out and I says, okay.
Yep.
Oh, geez. He says, okay, okay. I have never had any more trouble with that company. So the cranberry plant worked
Came in
out
handy.
that, yeah.
Yep.
But I had big accounts. I had the Boston Park Plaza Hotel.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of mine. I had a big safety program going there. And the New England Racquetball Club.
Oh yeah.
That was
Yep.
another big one I had. I set up a whole safety program for them. So I used to do a lot of safety work.
That's nice.
And I
Yeah.
liked it.
Yeah.
You know, I liked it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and that's interesting because everyone is going to be different.
Everyone is different, and it's not like a claims person. You're not, you know.
Yeah.
Here I'm trying to prevent claims.
Right.
So I never had any problem with everybody. I got some bribes sometimes, bribe attempts,
Yeah.
when I wanted them to do something.
Yep.